Hey everyone, it's Earl here again from Project 365 with day 26. And what I wanted to do was shoot a video today for the Expertsauce.com site to start getting some content to build it up and get it moving here. And what I wanted to do is prove that 10 minutes of content is about one chapter in a book or so. Or at least try to find out, does 10 minutes of content equal to one chapter? And let's see how much this thing actually gets. So my concept here was to talk for 10 minutes, get it transcribed, find out the word count, how many words have I generated in that 10-minute time frame, and then just kind of see, judging from that raw data, how much of this could be turned into useful material for a book. So I've got my trusty iPod here where I'm going to fire up a timer, and I'm going to start the timer here for, I have no idea if you guys can see this or not, but it's 10 minutes. And I'm going to hit start and start talking now. So here we go, it's going. So hey guys, here it's Earl from Expertsauce.com, and I wanted to prove the fact that 10 minutes of content equals to one chapter, or at least one raw chapter of data that you can take and hone and make a little better, obviously. And I want to talk about one topic in general that means something to me, and for 10 minutes. So here I have my timer. It's been going for a little while now, so I got 30 seconds more to talk about this stuff. And let's just start going. So my topic that I wanted to cover was martial arts. And I've been in martial arts since I believe I was like 10 or 11. So, I mean, I started with Shotokan karate, like really traditional Shotokan and Goju-ryu karate. Looked very square-ish, very traditional type looking stuff. And it was because, you know, I got excited because obviously there's a Karate Kid and Ninja Turtles. That's the time frame I was born and living in, so that kind of got my excitement up there. I moved shortly after that, and when I was 13, I started taking Taekwondo, Hapkido, Jiu-Jitsu, and my life changed a little bit. And obviously, this is when Bruce Lee became a big part of my life and an inspiration to me. Going, hey, you know what? This guy is awesome. I should learn how to do this stuff. So I started getting really serious in the martial arts, as far as I could take myself, anyways, at this point in time. And I taught myself how to use nunchucks, and to prove it, I will make a video on nunchucks later on so you guys can actually see me use nunchucks. But it was a cool thing just to see, you know, what the purpose of nunchucks were, what it could teach you, what you could learn. And at this point in my life, I actually started turning it into a lifestyle, a part of my lifestyle. And I used to go to school, and actually from 3 o'clock onwards to 10 o'clock at night, 3 o'clock was when I left school, 10 o'clock was when I got home, I would teach and help and volunteer. And eventually, this is the level at which I got my black belt around, I think, at the age of 15 or 16. I think it was 16. And so when I was 16, I got my black belt, my first of a couple black belts, and yeah, I mean, it was life-changing for me. This became a part of my life, really. And when I hit, I believe, the age of 20, I think it was 20, so that's 2000 for me. And there was another shift, and this is the kind of the evolution of martial arts in my own lifestyle and my own mind. And instead of learning stuff, I mean, and just collecting and collecting and collecting, I started simplifying stuff. And my new teacher, again, thank you, Adam Chan from Pragmatic Martial Arts, started showing me a different side of the martial arts, and started showing me just different thinking, different ways of thinking. And it's not that it was better or different, than, well, obviously it was different. Not that it was better than my old style. It's just that it was a shift for me. And obviously, if I'm going to continue down this road in martial arts, I'm going to have to continue this continual shift, continual evolution, and have to keep honing and driving my passion, my art, my skill to get better at it, and obviously to enjoy it more and to experience more of it in my life. So everything changes, everything evolves over time. So there's that for martial arts for me. And I wanted to talk about some of the things that martial arts has done in changing my life and changing the way I think and the way I act and the way I carry myself. So I came up with a couple ideas, and obviously this is just me brainstorming, just stuff to talk about martial arts in general. So I need to talk about one topic in general, and hopefully out of this I get enough raw data to either make a chapter or find 10 really cool things to talk about for another 10 minutes. So I can delve deeper into specific pieces. So let's start about martial arts. Martial arts, people talk a lot about mind before body, so mind over matter, that sort of thing. And it's in dealing with focusing. I mean, just focusing in general. Some people have a hard time focusing, and I'm one of those kind of people, because I don't know if you've been watching my videos, but these things have been all over the place. And mind before body. Before you can do anything, you've got to set your mind to it. Before you can accomplish climbing a mountain, getting a black belt, picking up a cup of coffee, before I can set my timer, I got to think, hey, I want to do this, and then my body's got to respond and do it afterwards. So it's kind of joining these two things together and realizing the stepping between them. I mean, that was a big revelation to me. And I know that sounds weird. I mean, great, you know, who analyzes picking up a coffee cup? But it's in this whole mind before body where there's a shift. And if you can feel someone's intent change, you can read what their body's going to do before they do it, which is really helpful when they're trying to punch you in the head. So, I mean, if someone's trying to hit you, you can tell when they're going to hit you because their intent changes, their body structure changes. If I don't want to hit you, I'm going to lay back, it's cool, don't worry. But if I do want to hit you, I'm going to slowly slouch forward, put myself in a position where I can hit you, change my body angle to where I have power, so I can hit you properly. So this whole mind before body thing was a big revelation to me. That's something I could talk about for forever, like just intent in general. But again, this is a brainstorming session, so I want to just talk about martial arts again in general, and I'll keep reminding myself to do so. So I have got an amazing, let's see here on my timer, 4 minutes left to still talk. So I talk a lot already. So mind and body. In regards to mind and body, it's not just mind, because people just say mind, 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 mind. Yeah, the mind part's important because it's the first bloody step, but the mind and body are joined together. I stopped martial arts for a good chunk of time in between, after, I guess, just before I graduated high school and just after I finished college. So there's a little chunk in time there where I stopped martial arts for a while. And I was getting decent at like weapons and sparring and that sort of thing. And I met up with my old instructor. This is Kevin Dirksen from Personal Best Martial Arts now. Prior to that, he was at Divine Winds Martial Arts. And we were sparring, and I'm like, hey, just for old time's sake, let's have at it. And my body was like screaming at me, kick him in the head, because it's open. And my body went, and it didn't do anything. And it was the weirdest thing, because it's one of those things where your mind is trained, but if your body can't respond to your mind's commands, it's still completely useless. So yeah, mind before body, but mind and body. So the whole mind and body piece was, if you don't have them both working in conjunction, that's what all the exercises are for, right? I mean, you can know your stuff, but if you don't practice any of it, you're going to be slow as hell. So, especially depending on on the style and the method that you use. And another cool thing I was taught, and this was by Adam Chan from Pragmatic Martial Arts, the level of awareness. There are multiple levels of awareness, and I had no idea how I guess minuscule or how granular you could get in talking about levels of awareness. And in levels of awareness, I'm talking about level 0, right? So I don't know if you've seen Kung Fu Panda, but there's a level 0. So level 0 is you get hit in the head, someone hits you, you have no idea it's coming, and it hits you. And as you increase in levels of awareness and gaining awareness of your surroundings and yourself and your own body and your own mind, the next level up after that is, you know they're going to hit you. I can't absolutely do anything about it because you know just before it's too late and you get hit, but at least you know this time, so that increases the awareness level. The next is, hey, you know you're going to get hit, you actually have time to think about it properly this time, but you still get hit. As you progress and progress and progress, hey, you're going to get hit, you think about it, you get the hell out of the way, right? So you start thinking about these sort of things, and then you start blocking, you start hitting back, and you hit them before they hit you, and all of a sudden your levels of awareness are so in tune that before someone even starts to hit you, you can disarm them and stop the violence from happening. So it's a really strange thing. The more aware and the higher the level of awareness that you have, the less you want to fight, and the less people get into fights with you, which is really, really cool. So that's a benefit. And it's a weird thing, and this isn't one of the things that were on my brainstorming list, which is cool. The farther along you get in your journey in martial arts, the better you get at things. It's funny because technically the more violent you're able to become, but the more peaceful you become, because you've seen what the violence can create or can destroy.